Hi everyone, it's Sok Ching here, and today we'll be learning ways to strengthen our wrists. So this will be good for you if you do have any wrist pain, or if you feel like your wrist is clicking a lot whenever you're moving it around, or if you feel weak in the forearms whenever you're carrying anything heavy, or if you're one of those who need to use your hands a lot whenever you're working or during your daily activities. For example, if you do need to type a lot in the computers, if you cook a lot, or if you clean a lot with your hands. Not only that, it will also be good for you if you are one of the pregnant moms who started to have any wrist pains during pregnancy, or if you've just given birth and started to have any wrist issues, especially with the tendons. All this exercise will be good for you. So it is often misunderstood that the more you use your wrist, the stronger the wrist is, but that's not quite it, because you need to have enough strength through your forearms for you to have a strong wrist. If you do not have enough strength, that's where you start to overwork through your wrist, and this may lead to a strain or even injuries to the wrist. So today, during the exercise, you'll be needing a dumbbell. If you do not have any of this, that's okay. Just find a replacement with any kinds of weights, maybe using a water bottle and fill it up with water to the amount of weight that you want to use. So I would say start off with a lighter weight, especially if you do have very sensitive wrists right now, and then slowly, gradually progressing from there. Alright, so before we move on to the exercises, let's warm up our wrists first. So place your fists like this in front of you and start to do circular motion through your wrists. Just drawing circles with your wrists, going to put your end reach as much as you can. Alright, so if you already start to have any discomfort or pain while doing this circular motion, try to make this circular motion a little bit smaller and go within your tolerable range only. So try not to over push yourself, try not to injure the wrist here. Okay, alright, let's go for another 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so one more thing before we get into the exercise is to learn the movements of our wrist. So the wrist can move in 4 directions. So let's just have a look at it first. So the wrist can flex, the wrist can extend, the wrist can also move inwards and outwards. That's your radial and ulnar deviations. So let's get straight into the exercises here. Grab hold of your dumbbells, have a firm grip to your palms. So from here, we're going to start off with a level 1 exercise first, which is a little bit easier on your wrist. So with level 1, it is easier because we're going to go in a direction that has no gravity pull, meaning it's in a direction where the gravity is eliminated. So in the first exercise, let's do our flex and extend first. Have your forearm rested along your thigh. Always start off with your strong side first, just to make sure you get the right motion and also feel what you're supposed to feel. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my right side first. My forearm will be rested fully on my right thigh. So from here, make sure your wrist is off from any support. It should be hanging there. Start off with your palms facing inwards with your thumbs facing up, so this way. Alright, so from here, I'm going to start to flex my wrist in, and from here, extend it out fully. Okay, flex and extend. As I'm doing this, start to feel the muscles in front of my forearm as I flex, and as I extend, start to feel the strength through the back of the forearm. Let's do 7 more here. Try to keep the motion as big as you can, only within the wrist joint. So the forearm and the elbow shouldn't be moving around. Fix everything except the wrist. If you need to, you can also use the opposite hand to help you so that the whole of your forearm is stabilized. Okay. Alright, keep going here. Start to feel the muscles starting to work here. Going another 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Alright, so during this, if you feel like it's a bit uncomfortable for your shoulders to be leaning forward like this, go ahead and elevate your forearm by placing a piece of pillow or cushion here, or you can also elevate your thigh up a little bit. Okay, do whichever way that's comfortable for you as long as you get the correct muscle activation. Okay, so from here going to the third and the fourth motion of the wrist, which is your moving inwards and outwards, the radial and ulnar deviation. So from here, palms facing up this time, this way, and from here, still in the same position. Fix your elbow, fix your forearm, and we're gonna move it inwards towards me, and then outwards away from me. In and out. This time, your wrist should also be straight. Keep it in neutral. Make sure it's not extended down. Keep it up. In and out. So this time, if you place your palm fully here, you will start to feel the muscles in the borders of your forearm starting to work. So continue. Keep the range as big as you can again. If you feel any discomfort at all, try to keep the motion within your tolerable range. So a lot of you, if you do have any pains along your thumb here, try to be a little bit more aware and careful during this motion. But because you're doing it in eliminated gravity position, it will not strain your wrist too much, so don't worry about it. Let's go for another 3, 2, and 1 last one. Alright, so that's the level 1 way of doing it. So let's move on to level 2. If you found that you did not have any trouble during level 1, in level 2 it will be a little bit more challenging for the muscles. This time we are working against the gravity pull. Going back to your flexion again. So this time, palm facing up still, but I want you to come into this angle here with your elbows slightly more supported. And from here, I'm going to start off by extending it down fully. So this is my starting position, and I'm going to get the muscles through the front of my forearm, the flexors here. So really pull that dumbbell, pull the wrist up, go through the full range, and come down. Go through the whole of the range, and come down. Continue here. Make sure you complete the movement. This time, you will feel like it's a little bit more challenging. You will feel more muscle activation here. That's totally normal. Okay. Let's go for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, this time going through your extension of the wrist, from here palm facing down, starting position, place your palm into flexion, flex your wrist until it's in range. From here, using the extensors of your forearm this time, from here, extend the wrist, bring the wrist up towards the ceiling, and slowly dropping it back down. Okay. Bring all the way up and down. Continue here. If you place your fingers here, you should feel the muscle tightening up as you bring your wrist up and down. Alright. Going another 5, 4, 3, Make sure everything is keeping very, very still. 2 and last 1. Okay, nice work. So 2 more directions to go. One is inwards and the other one is outwards. Let's work through outwards first. So thumbs going up. This time, so thumb is facing up towards the ceiling. Starting position, bring your wrist down towards the floor. So the surface of the thumb here will be lengthened. From here, we're going to use the radial deviators here to the borders of your forearm to bring the thumb up towards the ceiling and slowly dropping it down. This might be one of the most challenging ones because it is very common to have irritation through this tendon here. So if it's really giving you a lot of pain, try to do it slowly. Keep the range a little bit smaller. If you need to, do it without the weight itself. So just doing free weight. Okay. Going another 3, 2, and 1. Alright. So one more direction here. This time it's your ulnar deviation, meaning moving the palm inwards. So to get it going against the gravity, I'm going to flex my elbows into 90 degrees. Place my palm here to support. If you need to, you can support it onto the tabletop or just with your arms here. So from here, bring my dumbbell and my wrist to come towards the shoulder here. I'm going to bring it in this direction, if you can see, this direction. Starting position, this is lengthened. From here, I'm going to bring my wrist up towards the ceiling as if you're going to go into this hammering position. This time, really make sure your wrist is in neutral. It's not flexing or extending. It's really keeping right through the center. Continue. Really feel the work through here. Okay, 5 more to go. And 1 more here. Okay, so lower the arm and so that's the end of the complete exercise through one wrist. So if you have done it on your strong wrist before, this time it's your time to repeat the same whole routine through the injured wrist or the slightly weaker wrist. So always make sure to be careful if you do have any pain or injuries to your wrist. Keep watching it so that you get the form right, you get the correct muscle activation. So do 10 of each and do it in level 1 first. See the response of your wrist. If it gets very sensitive, stay in level 1. If it feels okay and you feel like you want more strength, do it more, do it in level 2. And that's how you get your wrist and forearm a little bit stronger. So that's the end of the session for today. Thank you for watching.